Now let's take a look at, I'm considering this as a career. Is it good enough for me? Right? Will it make it better for me from a job satisfaction perspective, salary perspective, growth perspective? Let's take a look at that. So these are the 6 key pointers that I like to talk about. 1, you can shield yourself from recession. That's a bold claim. And it's not coming from me, but Forbes.com. It's coming from Forbes magazine, Forbes.com. So they did a research. They surveyed during the last big recession, 2008 times. They did a survey of what professions stand the test of a recession market. And they came up with top 10 recession-proof jobs. And business analysis was one of them. And also it turns out that they were the highest paid among all the top 10. You're competing with all disciplines, remember. Healthcare, legal system. But compared to all disciplines, the highest paid of them, of the top 10 recession-proof jobs, was BAs. Now, why is it recession-proof? Any thoughts on that? Why is it recession-proof?
You're the key person to communicate with all other users. You're the face of the project.
You're the face of the project, okay. Now, why do any projects during recession at all? Because if there's no project, there's no BA, there's no developers, there's no nothing, right? So why do we still need to do projects during recession time?
It doesn't mean you have a project or not. There is a project which is already going and you can modify it. And then there is a demand to modify it to the end user base. So that's why the BAs are on.
There's still always a need to change something, okay?
There's always something going on.
But let's say I own a company and I'm not doing very well. Wouldn't I want to cut down my costs and stop all development and
You still want your products to be, of course you want your profits. So if you want your profits, you need to reach the end user.
Perfect.
Obviously.
Good point.
And then you have to have a plan to get back to that profit.
Perfect. Yep.
So there is something about the fixed and the variable assets. Like, for example, if a factory is doing well, line is running up and up for 3 shifts. You'll have the more labor coming in, and you can fill in by the time temporary labor, right? If the line is not doing well, you don't have demand. You will cut down on the temps. So here is something which cannot be fulfilled by the temporary workers. So you need to have full time on the payroll or something like that, which cannot be easily outsourced, or you can fulfill the manpower with the temps.
Very good point. Very good point. So the key pointers that are coming up here is whether the market is good or not, you need to have your IT systems performing most efficiently, right? Because you want to be more competitive. You want to be 10% cheaper than the other guys. And what's the key thing to do it? Automate it. You're automating it to reduce manpower, which means while you're building the system, you need a lot of BAs. And we can work in any industry. You don't get branded as a healthcare BA or a finance BA unless you want to. So if healthcare is not doing well, jump into finance. Financial market is crumbling, go into healthcare or retail. So there are a lot of disciplines for us to choose from. And Amit made an important point, it cannot be outsourced or it cannot be filled by any temporary worker. It's not like anyone can do this task for you as efficiently. So why it cannot be outsourced? Because development is easily outsourced. All of us know that, right? We probably know at least a friend who lost their job during the recession because their development project was outsourced to another country. That makes it even more important for BAs to be in here and to close the communication gap because your developers are not in-house. That makes the BA role even stronger. In the recent economy where all these development projects have moved offshore, you will not see a project which has no BAs in-house at all. You will not see a project. You will not see a successful project where all BAs are also outsourced and are in the other area. Question. So how is the BA role different from project management? Now, it does involve some project management, but it's still the project management responsibility to assign the right resources, making sure it's done on time and track that and so on. We still have some responsibilities to our role. So I call ourselves internal project managers for that particular feature that you're assigned on. You still need to follow up with the developers. You still need to get behind testers. You still need to coordinate a demo for the client, and by that demo you need to make sure everything is done, as well as no one is mucking with the data, so that you can do your demo without any hassles. So it does involve some project management areas, but not entirely. Yeah, go ahead.
We are working hand in hand with them?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We work hand in hand with every team. Yes, I'm just monitoring these questions. I noted them earlier. When will we get more details about the 4-week course? It's coming later today's agenda. Towards the end, we'll talk about what our course covers as well. How much of interaction does developer do on UML? So we have certain diagrams which are requirement related UML. Activity diagrams, use case diagrams, and state diagrams. That's how developers would perceive and understand and develop the system. There are also certain UML diagrams which are done by the development team that helps them to maintain their code, to co-locate their code in different servers across the globe, to manage the folder structure for their code. So UML diagrams are BA driven, some of them are development driven. So we would primarily focus on the ones that manage gathering requirements, and in this course we'll cover the other technical diagrams also, just so that when we show up in a meeting and they discuss about a diagram or they have a seminar on their technical architecture, we have an understanding of how to read those diagrams, not necessarily create them. Sure.
As you might know, like nowadays everything is changing to work from home kind of thing, right? Work from home, don't come to work. So maybe they're trying to get rid of real estate costs,
Mm-hmm.
having an office and having people work there. Do you think a business analyst would be better, like will be able to function better without having no interface with?
Probably makes it harder. You brought up a good point that a lot of jobs are becoming work from home, and hence, if BAs are work from home, can they still get their job done as effectively? The other aspect of it is not all your users might be in the same room or building that you are. The project that I'm on right now, we represent every state regulator in the US, right? And I wish they'll send me to Hawaii and gather requirements from Hawaii, and then I can send someone else to Texas, for example, but no. Doesn't happen. Always happens on the phone. So because we have such a large user base, right? I mean, even the timing difference is just so high. We have to do a lunchtime meeting and do everything over the phone, which makes it harder for us, because when you're in the same room, you can assess their reaction, their what they are trying to say. Are they happy with the proposal or not? You can sense a lot of things in the same room. But not only the work from home area that you brought up, but because of users being all over the place, you might have to conduct a lot of these meetings online, WebEx sessions such as this, or over the phone. So it becomes even more important for you to be equipped with the right skill set, diagrams, tools, output, so that you can most accurately depict what the user wants to the developers and close any gaps. So that's where a seasoned BA who has the arsenal of all the skill set and tools and methodology understanding can excel better in that frame than someone who's an SME who got dragged into this role. They might survive well enough in that particular project, in that particular area, but when they start looking for other jobs as a BA, then you'll get these UML required, use case required, experience doing this, experience doing that. All that starts to show up, and it's harder for you to make a career change. Great question. All right. So we were talking about shielding ourselves from recession. The next area is increasing your earning potential. Now, BAs typically earn 74K to 95K based on a recent survey by Indeed.com. And compared to the national wage of just about 42K, and this is by the Social Security Administration published numbers, you're almost making double the national average. And not many professions can say that. So your earning potential is quite tremendous. And the number of BA opportunities, just go to any job site, or you can even go to requirementsync.com/jobs. Search for BA positions in our job portal, and you'll find that there are tons of opportunities out there, right? And you'll also see what the pay scale is, hourly rate or a yearly rate. You'll see that they are higher than most professions. Let's talk about growth. Now, okay, it's great, I go become a BA, but what's next for me? How can I lead my career ladder from that point onward? Now, the number of BAs are expected to grow 20% by 2018. And this is based on a stat from, US Department of Labor. So 640K BA jobs would be available by 2018. So the growth trend projection by the Labor Department also projects that. Okay. The next aspect is it's beginner friendly for people who are coming into IT, like most of you guys. It doesn't require a computer degree. It doesn't require programming language. It makes it easy enough for you to break the barrier and get into the BA discipline. Because much of these skill sets are soft skills, much of these skill sets can be acquired by someone who has zero technical knowledge, and our course covers the specific aspects that are needed for you to bridge the gap and excel. Following on to that point, you can utilize your current skills and experience. You don't have to throw them away, right? Any relevant background that you have, you can bring it over to your BA resume so that you're not starting as a fresher. You're not starting all over again, right? You can get to the right level of experience that suits your background and experience, and a lot of skills are transferable into a BA role. Maybe it's a people-facing role. Maybe it's a front-end role that you performed. So anything BA, IT, obviously, operations, management, industry reliant can be brought over to your BA discipline. And lastly, once you're a BA for a while, you get to choose which area you want to target your career graph towards. You can become a product manager, project manager, release manager, program manager, or even business architect, which means you're aligning those different efforts in your organization into the next level for the company-wide IT systems, how to reuse different components in the business architecture, things like that. So the opportunities are quite promising, and these are all quoted from prominent areas like Forbes.com and Department of Labor. So the trend does seem like it will grow, and it is here to stay. Okay. Any questions? Now this is to show you the average salaries for different background of BAs. So depending on your seniority level, you could go anywhere from 74K to 95K without a domain specialist. So the first three records, 74 to 95K. And if you have some domain relevance, let's say you're a finance business analyst or a healthcare business analyst or a retail business analyst, that could go well beyond the 100K mark quite easily. Okay. As we mentioned, national average is only 42K. So even as an entry-level BA, even assuming you cannot bring back any skills onto your BA resume, even assuming that you're starting your career, 74K is quite a promising salary. And Indeed.com quotes that the national BA salaries are higher than all other job postings nationwide. So every profession out there, all over the US, BAs make, with the same comparable experience level, 14% more. Okay. Any questions?